Happy New Year, 2026. What happened? You gone? You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say something. I thought you were gonna bounce off of me.
Oh
Yeah.
no, yeah, it was a weird thing. The intro kind of delayed.
Oh, I see. So yeah, okay. So we're on a different wavelength here. I said Happy New Year 2026. We're kicking off the new year, going in a different direction. We're getting away from we've taken you down the road of giants, demons, and demonic Christmas characters. We're going this way now. We're gonna hit some haunted stuff. We want to get into the decrypted stuff. We hooked all y'all in with the Mothman. We got y'all here with that. So we're gonna go back down that trail, go down some weird haunted stuff, weird legends, weird myths, stuff like that. And so I think, like, what better way to start that with probably the most famous haunted house. I don't know if there's one more famous than the Amityville house, but this is, I think, when you list like the ranking of haunted houses, the Amityville's at the top. Unless there's something else I'm not thinking of. This is the first one I always think of when people mention haunted houses. Is Amityville? That's the spot. So here we are. We're gonna lead y'all down the crazy twist and turn story of the Amityville house. What's real? What's made up? We'll find out. Well, first off, what is the house? Is the house real? The house is real. The house is not made up. So that at least that part is true. The house is the original address is 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. And every time I hear that address, I think of the Yellow Card song, Ocean Avenue.
Yeah,
So there's a place off Ocean Avenue. So I don't know if they were talking about Amityville.
Maybe this is it.
This
This is it.
So here we are. The house was built in 1927, so it's old. It's an old house. I don't know. Do you have a picture of it queued up? If people want to see it.
Yeah, I'll pull it up later because what it is it's a picture of what it was back in the 70s, back when all the events happened, and then what happened later after renovations. So I'll pull it up in a bit.
All right, we'll leave you hanging. Well, we know what it is. You know the house. You probably, if you're into this, you know it's got the crazy eye. It's got the crazy eyeball windows. Well, it did at the famous pictures of it. It did.
It did.
It's a Dutch colonial house for you architecture freaks, if you want to know about that. It's got the features of it. It's got a gambrel roof. It's got those attic windows. It's in a canal. So it's right on the edge of a wall. It's on the edge of the water in a canal. Some people say it's on the ocean itself, but it's not. It's in a canal. So then, like I said,
a boathouse.
A boathouse. It's very very fancy, very high class. It's in a very fancy neighborhood. It's in a good part. It's in a good area. So it looks very nice, very, very astute type of house. It was built, like I said, it was built in 1927 during a housing boom. So there was this big boom going on. So that's when the house was constructed. It was built just as a family home. It wasn't built for like commercial reasons or anything. It was built as a home. Very popular style in the Northeast. So, like I said, it was originally passed around through a couple of owners at the very beginning. Nothing really I could find specifically. Nothing weird happened around the time between 1927 and 1965, kind of like that span of time. There wasn't any weird stuff like, and that's another thing. It's always a myth that it was built on like some burial ground or anything. That it's not on any sort of weird land like that. It's just it's a house. And like I said, those families that have lived there before, nothing weird, nothing strange. So the first family that you can pick on is this family called the Heiberg family. They lived there from 1965 to 1974. So the house was built, it was bought by them in 65. They lived there, like I said, until 1974. They didn't say, they've come out after the fact and said that they didn't experience anything weird. There wasn't any sort of paranormal experiences, nothing crazy, no demons or anything.
They were just done with the house.
Yeah, there's just some people living in a house. They just had a nice little time up there. They had kids too. The kids didn't see anything strange, nothing like that. So you have them. And then in 1973, Ronald DeFeo Sr. buys the house. So this is the first family that kind of kicks off the crazy story. So here we are. We're at the DeFeo family. So far up to this point, nothing strange has happened. Nothing weird has gone on. It's just a normal house in a nice little quiet town, just living its life. So the DeFeo family. We're kicking it off. So Ronald DeFeo Sr., he's the dad. He's 43 years old around this time. He worked at a car dealership that his father-in-law owned. He was known as being very abusive, very kind of like crazy, kind of volatile kind of guy. He wasn't like a laid back kind of dude. He was pretty tough. He drank. So there was a lot of that going on. He would fight with his wife, Louise DeFeo. So they would kind of get into it a lot. They had a lot of problems. So he was, like I said, he wasn't a very good dude. He was kind of crazy. They had a couple kids. They had Dawn. She was 18. They had another daughter, Allison. She was 13. A son, Mark, and then another son, John Matthew. He was the youngest. He was 9. And then their famous kid, the one for unfortunate reasons, is Butch DeFeo. So he's Ronald DeFeo Jr., but his name, he goes by Butch. So this guy's a wild card. So he's all in on he took drugs like all over the place. He did a lot of heroin, did a lot of LSD, did a lot of heavy drinking, just like his dad. Picked it up right along with him. He had a lot of violent outbursts. He had a lot of fights with his dad. So he had a lot of like verbal arguments there. And then, like, it was kind of well known in town that him and his dad didn't get along very well. And a lot of people had heard him say that he was going to like harm his dad or do something to his parents, stuff like that. So a lot of stuff like that kind of around town. So you get this crazy dude who's just all on a bunch of drugs, fighting with his parents, and then his dad obviously is reciprocating it, so he's going right back at him. So then we come to November 13th, 1974, and Matt, you looked into this. You were aware of all the events here.
Yeah, specifically at 3:15 a.m.
Yep. So 3:15, all the family's asleep in the house. So the parents and all the children, they're asleep. And then so Butch DeFeo, he takes a 35 caliber Martin rifle, and he kills his entire family. He shoots everyone as they're sleeping. He shoots his parents. Yeah. He shoots all the kids in their bed. There was no sign of a struggle or anything. He shot them all while they were asleep, and that's where they were found. They found them. Everybody was found in their bed. So right after he shoots his entire family, he goes to the bar that's like a block away from the house, and he just tells everybody, "Hey, my parents have been shot." So he acts like he just found them. So he didn't. He's like, "Hey,
found them."
Yeah. So he acts like he's stumbling on there. So the police arrive at the house and they start investigating. They found all the bodies face down, is what they say. Is that all the bodies were face down, laying on their stomach in the bed? That's a key point later. That's going to come in later.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of theories about what happened. Even Butch had conflicting stories about what had happened.
Several.
Yeah. Like one of them, he said that he thought it was like a mob hit, like because he was saying like his dad was doing like dealing with the mafia, and the mafia like hitman came and killed everybody. That was one thing that he said happened.
He gave a name too. I didn't write this down, but he gave the police a name as far as like the head mobster that did it.
Yeah, I think
it was Fred something.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was like Frankie or Fred something. It was something like that where it was some guys.
Yeah.
He said, like,
and I couldn't find anything on him.
Yeah, it's probably made up. It's just some random guy. But so yeah, that I think he had some other theories like that too. And then he eventually says like he did it. He confesses kind of to it. He says like he ends up shooting.
Yeah. He tried saying that his sister, the 18-year-old sister, did it, and that he was just trying to stop it, and then he killed her to try to stop her from killing his family.
Yeah, because there's some like some people have like weird like conspiracy theories about this, that like it wasn't him. There was something else kind of going on, because the the fact that all the bodies were laying on their stomach, people think that means they were put there, like they were shot, like and they're like put in the beds. That was like a big theory. It's like he had help by somebody. But I was reading too, like apparently when you're shot and it's like you're dying, it's like your muscles kind of relax. So it's like it's kind of normal for the body to move a little bit. So it's like that's not too out of ordinary. And it's like even I think the mattress showed.
Well, you have also. Yeah, you have post-mortem movement as well. Like there's bodies can move after by air escaping and also muscles retracting.
Yeah. It's like you can
getting shot in the head by a 3.36. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to move much after that.
Yeah. You're not going anywhere. You're gone. But like because like you hook up a battery to a frog, you can make him jump. So it's like stuff you can make stuff move.
Yeah.
Stuff moves.
Yeah.
And there's no evidence that the bodies were moved or anything like that. So it's pretty documented that they died in the bed. That's the thing is that another thing too that's weird is like none of the neighbors heard any of the gunshots. So there was they heard like a dog barking. They said that was like the only noise that they heard. And it's like I think because I think he shot the parents first, and then he shot the other kids. Because some people think that maybe his intention was to just kill his parents, and then like once he did it, he was just like, well, I'm in it now, so I'm just gonna do everything.
Well, he's quoted to say, I don't know if you saw this, but like when police took him in, he said that once I started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah, like he just couldn't. Once the ball was rolling, he just couldn't quit. He just kept going on.
But is there anything about him putting a pillow over them before he shot them?
If there was, I didn't see that. As far as I could tell, it was just he walked in the room, shot him, and that was it. There wasn't any sort of.
Because that's the only thing I could think of would decrease noise. Like, because that's pretty common when it comes to, murder cases when they're asleep. Either him carrying a pillow and using it to muzzle the rifle or putting it over them and then shooting them that way.
Yeah, because there's some stuff you read about maybe the kids woke up or something because it's I don't know. It's like I don't know if you test this. It's like I don't know if you could sleep through that. Like if he shot the parents first with like this loud rifle going off in the house, it's like I'm surprised that like somebody else didn't wake up. But I don't know. Maybe if you're sleep, maybe you don't pay attention to that type of stuff. Maybe you're just.
I mean, if the rooms are close enough, it's just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it could have happened pretty fast.
Yeah, so I don't know, but either way, he's so that's the other thing is like I think there's a couple stories, right? You said you got the lone gunman, you got Butch shooting everybody by himself, you got the mafia hit, and then what you said, like Dawn was like an accomplice or something, and like she was the kind of like orchestrating this, and then he also said there's some stuff that. I think he did say later that he had voices telling him to do this. That there was some other stuff like that because he was trying to. I think his legal team was trying to push the insanity thing with him because I think there was something where he said like this cloaked demon with black hands like handed him the rifle. That was another thing he said. That kind of sparked.
I didn't see much on that.
Yeah, there was something where he said like
because I know
handed him the gun or something.
Yeah, because I know they had psych counselors come in and evaluate him multiple times and cleared him of insanity each time. They told him he was perfectly sane, so they couldn't go for the insanity plead.
Yeah, I think that's just something that they because his defense team tried to push it, but I think they just did that just to try to. That's probably the way you go after that, but I don't think it. Like you said, I don't think it worked because I think they showed that. They showed that it was premeditated, like he decided to do it, and that he had chose to do. And it's like, I think the fact that he tried to avoid being caught shows that you're not insane. It's like if you're trying to avoid being caught, then you've got some sort of idea what's going on,
knowledge of what you did.
Because insane people would just be like, yeah, I did it. What are you gonna do about it? It's like it's like Yeah, it's like they don't know. They don't have any sort of idea about the
Yeah.
yeah, but so he ends up being found. So this is skipping to the trial. This is 1975. So he's found guilty. He gets 6 life sentences for all the whole family. Like I said, there's no
Second degree.
yeah, they didn't find any. The courts didn't find any like co-conspirators or anything like that. So they're like, this guy was by himself. There was no insanity, nothing like that. So he gets tried just like a normal person. So that's what happened. He wasn't possessed. His sister didn't help him, stuff like that. And I think so. He stays in prison. He stays in prison his whole life, and he dies in 2021. I think in prison. That's the
Yep.
So
at 69.
Yeah. So that's what happened to him.
Because
he was married and divorced.
I don't know if he was married and divorced. What?
While he was in jail.
That ain't bad. Yeah, he was 23 when he murdered his family.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I knew he was young. I couldn't remember how old he was.
Yeah, he was 23, and then he just died at 69 and 21.
Yeah, that's yeah. What a way to go. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. But I don't know. Like I said, with his I think with a lot of the stuff that he was on, like all the drugs and stuff he was taking, and like in tandem with like his dad being really abusive and stuff, he could have just snapped. I think that's probably what happened. I don't think it was.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people contribute to it. Because like I don't know that there was any way to test whether or not he was high when he committed this act. Because he could have just been high up on some shrooms and thought he was fighting demons or something.
Yeah, he could have been. He could have had a bad trip. Yeah, no.
It could have been on acid or whatever. Dude, it was the 70s.
Yeah, yeah, they were doing all sorts of crazy mixes up over there. So who knows? Who knows? So you got so all this happens, right? So a year after the murders is when the house is vacated. Obviously, it's a crime scene now. Then the Lutz family moves in. So they move in December 18th, 1975. There's a lot of like legends and stuff that they move in like 2 weeks or something after the murders, and it's like that's not true, because obviously the house is a crime scene. You're not going to move that fast.
It was 13 months.
Yeah, 13 months. So yeah, they do move in pretty close, but it's not like immediately after the murder. You got it's pretty close. That's still not too far off. So this is when the Lutz family moved in. So you got George Lutz and Kathleen Lutz. George is 28. He's a surveyor. He does a lot of like contracting work, stuff like that. So nothing like concrete that he does a lot. It's kind of just all over the place. He kind of just does it as it comes. So that's important. Remember that. He's a Methodist. He's a practicing Methodist. He's not Catholic. His wife, though, Kathy, she's a Catholic. And then she has 3 children: Daniel, Christopher, and Missy. And I think they're just her kids, right? They're not his. I think that's right.
Yeah, it's from a previous marriage. I think her first husband died or something.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember that. But I do.
Yeah, and she remarries.
Yep. So yeah, so she's got 3 kids: Daniel, Christopher, and Missy. So Daniel's 9, Christopher's 7, Missy's 5. So they, like I said, they move in December 18th, 1975, and they know about the murders. So they know all this is happening, and that's one of the reasons they buy the house, is because the house is on the market for like $80,000. It's like crazy cheap, even for yeah. So it's like that's a pretty big reason why they moved to the house. It's so affordable, and it's a nice house. Well, nice-ish. It's a fixer-upper for sure, but it's still a good place to go to.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's a big place, and it's got a boathouse. It's on the water.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want that? So they go right in there.
For a contractor, yeah.
Yeah, he can. He's gonna try to fix it up, make it nice, and then it's still got. I think when they move in, it still has a lot of the DeFeo's furniture in there. So that's still some stuff there. There's still some stuff kind of still there from the murders too. So that's, you got a little bit of a furnishing kind of thing going on. So that's there. So they move in, and what they do is they kind of have so what we're going to do now is I'm gonna go into this. I'm not going to talk about the real stuff. I think we should stick to what they say happened, and then we'll go into the other
what
stuff.
they perceived.
Yeah, we'll go into what they perceive, and then we can go into the other stuff. So the first story that comes up is they get a Catholic priest. His name's Father Picario, something like that. I can't read. So they get him to come and bless the house because obviously this murder has happened. They want to get the house blessed. They want to cleanse it. So they get this guy to come in, and so he says he goes upstairs and he's praying in a room by himself, and then he feels all of a sudden the room gets really cold. He can't. It's like all the warm air goes out of the room. He starts feeling cold, and then he hears a voice tell him to get out. He hears a male voice tell him that, and then after he leaves, he's supposedly he develops blisters on his hands, and he gets like flu symptoms, and he just refuses to come back to the house because he thinks that there's something going on there, something weird's happening. So this kind of sets off a chain of events of just weird and paranormal stuff that's about to start happening. So the house resists the religious authority. The house resists the priest. So what's going on? Is there something demonic? Is there something? Is it? Is there ghost children from the DeFeo family there? Like what's going on? What's happening here? So then all this other weird stuff starts happening. They're trying to heat the house. There's cold spots everywhere. You can't stay warm anywhere in the house. The bedrooms drop to near freezing levels. Stuff like that. The fireplace won't stay lit. You can't keep the fire going in this place. You can't warm the house up. There's some weird sewer smells going on. The house is stinking up. You don't know what's going on there. There's some weird slime coming out of the walls, according to the Fairhand. There's some green, like Jello, coming out of all the cracks and crevices. It's coming out of the staircases.
Very good.
Yes, a lot of the house is like decaying and falling apart. So, and then we talked about this earlier. We got flies swarming the house. You can't see them. They're
in wintertime.
Yep, in the winter, you got flies swarming the place. They're concentrated just kind of like in like one room. They tried to exterminate them, but they keep coming back. The flies just won't stay away. They're just drawn to this place. What's going on? And then Missy, the youngest daughter, makes a new friend by the name of Jody. So this is her little imaginary friend. And not only is he an imaginary friend, he's a red-eyed pig that only she can see. And he sits outside of her window, looking into her window. So that's what Jody's doing. And then even George, the dad, says that he sees Jody. So there you go. Yeah, Jody the pig. He's there. And so it's like
only for a couple people.
Yeah. And what do pigs represent? We talked about pigs on an earlier episode. What do they got in them? They got the devil in them. They got the demons in them.
They got demons.
Off a cliff. You kill 1,000 of them, send demons into them. That's all a pig is. So that's what pig equals demons. That's what we're dealing with right now.
That's what we've learned.
Yeah. Yeah. So see, that was all in preparation to tell you all about Jody the pig. It's all coming full circle. And then what do you know? And then obviously George, the dad, he starts having a personality crisis. He starts shifting. Do you know some of the stuff that he starts going through?
Not specifically, no.
Well, listen to this. He starts getting increasingly angry. He starts becoming obsessed with chopping wood. That's it. He's like fixated. He starts getting fixated on fire. He really enjoys fire now. It's like he just can't get enough of it. He always wants to watch a fire. He wants to sit beside like a fire and just stare at it. He wants to chop all the wood.
If your house is freezing cold, I think I'd be obsessed with fire too. All them cold spots.
Yeah, let's see that. Yeah, so he's trying to heat this place. He's trying to keep the fire going. He's burning it up. He's fixated on the house. It's like the house is in his head now. It's like he can't. It's like the house is like his. It's replaced everything in his life. The house is his, and for some reason, he keeps waking up at 3:15 every night. The magic time that the DeFeo murder started. The DeFeo murders happened. So it's like George Lutz. He just can't. He just can't.
Allegedly.
He's waking up at 3 a.m. the witching hour every night. He's having these violent thoughts that are just intruding onto his brain. He can't get rid of them. He finds the red room in the basement. He hears this voice tell him to look behind like this shelf in his basement, and he discovers a room that's painted red that smells like sewage. So could be the septic tank. Who knows? Who knows what he found?
Right.
So he finds this room that's under his house that has just like all this crazy demonic activity going on. And then his wife, Kathy, she starts experiencing nightmares. She starts getting bruises all over her body. So she's getting beat. She get beat up by something in this house. The children, like I said, Missy's got Jody the pig harassing her outside of her window. Daniel, he starts getting crazy aggressive. And then Christopher, he regresses emotionally. He's starting to act like a toddler now. So what's going on with him? He's wigging out. So like I mentioned, a red room. This is a storage room in the basement that George finds behind a shelf, and there's a hinged panel down there. He's told to look in here by this demonic voice, this room that's like hidden away that no one knows about. He says it's not on the blueprint of the house. So it's like, what is this room? It's 4 by 5 feet, so it's pretty small. It's got concrete walls, low ceiling. There's no windows. It's painted red, bright red. We don't know what it's for. We're gonna pretend like we don't know what it's for. We're just gonna say it's the demon room for now. We can talk about what
it was Junior's panic room.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's
he went in there, locked himself in, just
yeah, just waiting in the room. Yeah, it's where they put him. That's probably where they kept him when he started having his crazy spells. That's the detox room.
That's the drug room.
Yeah. So take away any logical ideas. What does George think the room is? He thinks it's George says the room is too small for a human. He says it's oppressive, and he says it's the vibrations were wrong. That's what he said. He said it was vibrationally wrong in this room. He said he went in there and he said his breath started fogging. He had a compass. He said the compass started like spinning. It just wigged out in this room. His dog wouldn't go in there. The dog was terrified of this room. George tried to bless. Yeah, the dog wouldn't even do it. George tried to bless the room, like say a prayer on it. That didn't work. It just kept going. He said when he tried to pray in the room, he started getting nauseous. He started panicking. He just couldn't handle it. So the thought there is that the room was a portal or like a gateway. That was kind of like the gateway with all this stuff was coming through. That's like the portal. That's why it's red. It's like the demon portal. The demons were coming out of that room into the house. So that's the red room. The red room theory. So supposedly,
red rum.
Yeah, the red rum. This is the Shining. You got the Shining room. This is what's going on in there. So this happens for 28 days. Supposedly, that's the timeline. That's how long they stay at this house. They stay at the house for 28 days, and they have enough of this, and they book it. They're out of there, and so they're gone, and so they're out of sight, out of mind. We're leaving this house. We're not coming back. We're gone. So that's where
mortgage check bounced.
Yeah, the check's gone. They don't have any money. They can't pay out this house payment anymore. They're out of there. So that's this happens within a month. They're out of there. They're gone. They're done with this. So they're gone. Then so that's the main like haunted story of this house is the 28 days that the Lutz family's there. So when they leave, and
then nothing happens.
yeah. And then they're
after that, just nothing.
Yeah, you don't hear any crazy stuff about the house anymore. Well, you do. You hear there's some residual stuff that comes out just because of them. So So the first thing the Lutz family does is they immediately start going around telling this story. And so like newspapers and stuff like that get really involved with this. They start talking with their lawyer, and then they get a lot of press about kind of this going on. So then this guy Jay Anson, he's kind of like a journalist type of guy that like does some writing and stuff like that. So when the publisher decides to make a story about this, Jay Anson, he's tasked with kind of writing this. So a couple things is Jay Anson never went to the house. He's never been at the Amityville house. He only knows what the Lutz family tells him, and he only goes off of their story. And his goal was to make a narrative out of this. He wasn't trying to report facts. He wanted to make a story for people to read. So then he writes the book. Yeah, he writes the book, The Amityville Horror. So he's the one that writes that. So this is where everything I just said comes from. So this is like the famous story that everybody knows is The Amityville Horror, written by him. So it was so go off of that. So that's everything I just said is The Amityville Horror. So then what? So then, as that's going on, the house is getting a lot of publicity about stuff like this, and then so enter in our buddies, the Warrens. Everybody knows them because everybody knows the Conjuring movies. Everybody knows Annabelle. So of course they're gonna be all in on this. So Matt, do you have what you got on the Warrens? I got some stuff on them too.
Yeah, let me get down here. Yeah, so they were invited by a local news crew to investigate the house. So they end up going in and doing a live seance on local news channel. And they kind of pretty much reiterate what the Lutz were saying, that it was filled with evil, that Lorraine said that it was the closest to hell that she had ever want to be. And it gained traction for them from their reports and everything, and from this little news station, that it kind of helped get them more cases for the future. This was kind of their first big one. And then they snapped a very famous photo while they were in there, called the Ghost Boy. Let me pull that up.
There he is.
Yeah, and they say that this was the youngest brother who ended up getting murdered in 1974. But then, of course, skeptics say that it was just someone on their team, and they just took a photo of this random boy.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be the youngest of the DeFeo family that gets murdered. So supposedly that's who it is. That's what they say. That's what they. But it's like there's no way to tell. You can't tell. It's just a picture of a guy. It's a picture of a guy with like lens, with like the lens flash in his eyes, and it's like, well, all right. It's like, you can say it's anybody. I could say it's my cousin. Nobody's gonna know. You can't tell.
Yeah.
But the Warrens, to kind of set them up, like, who are they? It's like we know the movie version of them. It's like if you've seen The Conjuring, if you've seen the Annabelle movies and stuff like that, you know the Hollywood version of them. So you got Ed and Lorraine Warren. So Ed Warren, he's born in 1926. He's born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. He was in the Navy during World War II. Him and Lorraine got married in 1945. He was a self-taught demonologist, investigator, and author. He wasn't like he was Catholic. Both of them were Catholics, but he wasn't like sanctioned by the church or anything like that. He wasn't like he wasn't
ordained.
Yeah, he wasn't like a church official. He was kind of working on his own. They were doing kind of their own thing. So he studied a lot of occult stuff. He studied a lot of exorcism techniques and stuff like that. Like I said, he was kind of outside the mainstream Catholic outside the mainstream kind of Catholic Church understanding of things. It was like they kind of worked on the fringe of a lot of that stuff. Lorraine, she's born in 1927. She's born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So at a young age, she claimed that she had these clairvoyant and psychic abilities, that she could like see spirits and she could hear them and she could do stuff like that. She did a lot of medium stuff like that, and a lot of psychic investigation stuff like that. So they get started in the 50s. They do a lot of like kind of local stuff, like poltergeist stories and like local hauntings. Like somebody says they think their house is haunted or something, they'll go and they'll look at it. They just did a lot of stuff in Connecticut. So they had like a method that they would follow. So where they'd interview the family, they'd look around for stuff. They would take a lot of photographs, because Lorraine's specialty was psychic stuff. Ed's specialty was like like paranormal photography. There's the word. He took a lot of pictures and stuff. He's supposed to be like the one that could pick up stuff like that. Like I said, they would do stuff with priests sometimes, but it was very unofficial. Like it wasn't something like the church would sanction. They would just start. They would reach out like some priest and, hey, you want to go with us to this place? And the priest would sometimes say yes, sometimes say no. Out with it. They would claim that they had some claims that evil spirits sometimes would resist exorcism, which is kind of crazy. That's not really because there's a lot of stuff that they would say and do that was kind of outside the bounds of like what you would consider Orthodox kind of Christianity. There's a lot of weird stuff that they would do like that. Like Lorraine being like a psychic and a medium is a little strange. That's like you're not supposed to consider psychics and mediums. So it's just weird that they had this kind of balance where it's like they say they were Catholic and they did all this Catholic stuff, but then they also kind of went into this other realm of stuff.
Because mostly like with practicing mediums and stuff like that, normally their affiliation is either like they practice witchcraft or they follow Satanism, or that the opposite side of the spiritual realm.
Yeah, because I think the way she thought about it was that it was like she had like a gift, like it was something that God had given her. He gave her like this ability to do this stuff, and it's like I mean I think that maybe that could be true. Like you could have like a sense of like evil stuff. It's like you could sense like there's some evil presence near there, but I think she would do a lot of like she would put a lot of weight on like stuff that like spirits would like tell her, and it's like you're supposed to kind of test what spirits say. You're not just supposed to take it at face value. It's like if a spirit says something, it's like don't just listen to them. You gotta have some pushback.
Treat it like they're lying to you.
Yeah. You could be making up stuff. So then their organization that they found they found this in 1952. It's called the New England Society for Psychic Research. This is their little thing that they set up. So this is claimed to be America's oldest paranormal research group, but I don't think that's true. There's a lot of paranormal stuff that happens way before this, because there's a like in the 30s and stuff like that, like 30s, 40s, like even in the 20s, it's like you have a lot of like these like social clubs that'll do seances and stuff like that. That's like that was a big deal, and people would do this stuff all the time. So this is like it's a lot of like, especially New England. There's a lot of weird like New England and like kind of like close to Canada. There's a lot of weird like paranormal groups that would do seances. So it's.
But I guess established business is kind of where it's like separate. I mean, it separates itself.
That's
right. Being the oldest.
Yeah, they're official. They're documented. They're the official group. So obviously when they set up this group, they start going around. They're trying to
their website.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Oh no, I don't know. You can say what you're gonna say, because I'm just rambling. So you can chime in.
I was just saying that the site and everything's still live. Like you can go in and look at all of their different cases and everything and their findings and all that stuff. Their website's still continually getting updated.
Because I know they have that museum you can go to that's got all the it's supposed to be where the Annabelle doll is, and it's like I can't remember if it's I know in the movie
it just got bought.
Well, I was gonna say I know in the movie it's at their house. I don't know if in real life it's at their house or not.
No, so they bought. I don't know if it's the Amityville house that it was at. Um, I think it's their estate because that one comedian co-bought it. He's a co-owner now.
Who? I don't know.
Um, that I don't remember his name. Um, he's on Wild and Out and a bunch of other stuff. Everybody knows who he is, but
Put his
um,
name
so
here.
he's a co-owner of it.
Edit.
Yeah, I'll put it in the post. But so he co-bought it with another comedian, and but the problem is with the estate, there was a contract to where all the property, like so the Annabelle doll, all of the like the spiritual items that they had in the museum, all that stuff, they only own it for I think a year or a couple of years, and then it gets taken back, and the estate takes control of it. Because what they did was they bought it, and then I don't know if they did or not, but their plan was to open it up as a motel so people could come in and stay at the house at the I'm pretty sure it's the Warrens estate, and stay there and see the different things like the Annabelle doll, which is a Raggedy Ann doll, by the way, and
Yeah.
then and be able to be in the house with them. Everything's locked up, but I guess it's just for the thrill of it.
Well, there's
And I
a.
think if I do remember, the
Well, I was gonna
doll
say,
got stolen.
yeah. Well, there's some stuff about the doll. It's like I don't know what's real. I don't know what's made up because it's like I know
Yeah,
supposedly the doll, because it's in this case, and it's like I think the case is supposed to be
yeah,
made like a church door or something. It's something like that, and like and it's like the supposedly it gets blessed like all the time. That's what the story is. I
yeah,
don't know if it's
yeah.
true or not.
Yeah. So because it was a active museum, people bought tickets to go, and then the museum got shut down. Um, I guess after the last family member passed away or whatever that was keeping up with everything. Um, and they have a priest in every couple of days or every month, something like that. And he comes and blesses all the items, including the Annabelle doll. Uh, but the thing is, if I do remember correctly, it was stolen and then recovered. And there was a weird storyline about like the dude who stole it wound up dead or something. I would have
I,
to look up.
I think you're thinking of it's not Annabelle. There's this other doll that's like possessed. Uh it's like this little sailor suit guy. Uh
Yeah, I could
it's
be mixing it up.
Yeah, there's this other doll that's supposed to be cursed. It's like this one. It's like if you make fun of him or something to his face, you die or something. I think. Well, maybe
Yeah.
no, maybe no, maybe I'm mixing it up because I know there is a doll that's like a little sailor suit guy that does that. Maybe Annabelle's the one that got stolen. Maybe I'm mixing it up. But there are two dolls that I get confused.
Yeah, it was a possessed doll, whether it's Annabelle or something else that ended up getting stolen. I think this year, last year maybe. But
Yeah,
anyhow, the state was just sold uh, early last year, and I believe they had to go through a bunch of legal stuff in order to reopen it for people to stay. I think they were setting it up not a motel but a Airbnb, so people could go and stay there. But I don't know if that ever came into fruition or not because there was a bunch of legal stuff that they had to go through.
yeah. I'm
Because
surprised
I
that.
think legally they have to sign waivers and all that stuff. So I don't know how that would work through Airbnb or if they would have to do it privately.
Yeah, because how do you sign a waiver for for the demon to come after you? It's like I allow
Yeah.
okay if it comes after me or whatever.
Yeah. Well, because you had to sign a waiver, a full length waiver to go into the museum. Like you walk in the door, you sign a waiver saying anything that happens, anything gets attached to you when you go home or whatever, they're not liable for it.
Yeah, that would
So
set a that'd set a precedent for a legal case. Can you sue somebody for having a demon attached to you? I guess
yeah,
you can prove that a demon is attached to you, can you sue another person? I wonder if you can do that.
I don't know. They had security videos of the museum when a bunch of weird stuff happened. You can find it on YouTube, like a bunch of the stuff moving around. I think the Annabelle doll shifted and a bunch of weird stuff.
Well, I've seen a video of them taking the Annabelle doll out of like out of a case and like moving it to another one, and it's like in the video
Yeah,
they're like so crazy about it. They're like, yeah, you gotta do it fast. Don't wait around. Gotta do
yeah.
it fast. And it's like, so,
And there's a priest. There's a priest present.
yeah, yeah. It's like
Yeah,
it's gonna unleash something if you open up the case. Yeah, I don't know. That's
yeah. Because there's a bunch of videos of like people going in there, and then the dude gave him the whole spiel about, hey, you can do this, you can't do that. Be careful how you're looking at these things. Don't tap the glass. All this stuff.
yeah. We'll have to do an Annabelle episode because I don't even know if I know the actual story of the doll because it's like I don't know. I know it exists. I know the movie version of it, but I don't know what the real version of it is.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what
It's
the case.
it's a Raggedy Ann doll. Like it's
I
literally
know,
like the yeah, and then it's supposedly possessed by a little girl that got murdered.
oh, okay.
Um, and then like the spirit or whatever seeks vengeance, so it ends up killing whoever possesses it. Like, because there's a bunch of different stories that are connected to it, about people winding up dead, uh, connected to it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of stuff like that. Like if you touch it and stuff like that, you're gonna that's the end for you. It's like you touched an isotope or something. You got radiation. You're
Yeah,
dead.
uh, because I guess the spirit attaches to whoever touches it. I don't know how it all works, but yeah, it's not as like the doll itself's not as creepy as the one in the movie. I can tell you that.
Well, to me, it's like the one in the movie is so like they're so obviously like trying to make it like scary looking. But it's like I think it's
Yeah,
more scary to just be a Raggedy Ann doll. It's like it's just this little innocent like
yeah,
little happy doll, and it's like but it's like got this evil in it. But it's like no, that's not. You got to make it look like because the one in the movie just looks like it's so like so weird looking that it's like that. Who would have that doll?
yeah. Because there's a bunch of different things with it. Because like um, it's patched with like clothing articles and stuff from the original owner or it's something. There's something personal that is connected to the doll. Um, and the Raggedy Ann doll itself's from like the 20s or the 30s. It's like one of the old Raggedy Ann dolls, like when they were first coming into production.
Yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know. That story's so crazy. It's like I'd be interested in doing something on that because I just don't know. I just don't know what the real story is. So it's like I'd be interested to looking at.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff with that. I think that's probably their most infamous or famous case, other than like there's the Devil Made Me Do It case. There's a bunch of other stuff, but I think that's the one that like everybody kind of somewhat knows. I mean, one from the movies, but two, like as far as like having the physical artifacts still in possession of it for all those years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm surprised that like because like if you just took like a Raggedy Ann doll and replaced it, it's like would you really know? Does it look that different? Could somebody swap it out? Is the one there even the real one? Could somebody else have just stolen it? Who knows? Is that the
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what the original thing was with it and why they took possession of it. And I mean, because I guess the whole thing was the spirit or whatever was attached to it, so they had to kind of cage it. But like you'd think, okay, just burn it.
yeah, just light it on fire.
You know
Just
what I
get rid.
mean? Like destroy it. Yeah.
Was was that the idea? Is the spirit trapped in there? So if you keep the spirit, because if you burn it, will because if you burn it, will the spirit like escape? And is that the idea?
Just
It's like
attached to something else.
yeah, is that what's going on? Is that why they keep it there to be safe? It's
Yeah,
safer.
I don't know. Because it can also be a thing to where they tried to destroy it or they tried to get rid of it and it came back or something like that. I don't know.
because I just think like if you're this all powerful like demonic spirit, and you're just like now you're just stuck in this doll and you can't move because you're in this little glass box.
Yeah.
It's like what? It's like what do you? It's like that's the worst. You just can't leave. You've been stuck in this Raggedy
Yeah.
Ann doll for like so many years. It's like there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. It's weird. And out of everything, a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah, yeah. You couldn't get something cooler. You
Like,
couldn't got.
yeah.
You couldn't got
Like
a stretch.
G.I. Joe or something.
Yeah, G.I. Joe couldn't get something like that, but no, you're stuck in Raggedy Ann. But I think that's because I think
Yeah.
you mentioned they did so the Warrens. They do the so before Amityville, they did some kind of stuff like they did like some poltergeist possession cases. They did this thing called the Smurl haunting.
Enfield.
Yeah, so the infield ones. That's one I want to talk. I want to do one on that one too because that's the Conjuring 2. That's what that one's based on.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that the Warrens
Armed.
involved with that case for like 2 hours. It's like they barely looked at that one. But in the Conjuring 2, they're like in it for the whole thing.
Did you see there's one on the Perrin family too? Perrin, I think that's how you say it. Perrin family haunting.
Yeah, it's Conjuring.
Then there's the Enfield. And then the trial of Arn Cheyenne Johnson, which is the Devil Made Me Do It case.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to.
And then, of course, this one.
Yeah, we'll have to do the. This will be the Warrens.
There's a bunch.
Yeah, we'll have to do the. We'll have to do all the. We'll do the Conjuring cases. We'll do the Annabelle and see what kind of crazy stuff we can uncover on some of those. Do a comparison between the movie and what the real thing was, because yeah, most of them are.
And then we could break down whether or not the Warrens were telling the truth, or they were just lying about everything.
Well, off the bat, I think that they believed a lot of what they said. I don't think they like the picture with the ghost boy is a little strange because they it's like they didn't deny that was like a ghost. They said it was the kid, and it's like if they set that up and took the picture like with the understanding that they were going to say that was a ghost and it wasn't. It's like that's pretty shady. It's like that's a little strange, and it's like and you notice too because getting back kind of like with the whole Amityville thing. So the Lutz's lawyer and everything after the fact pretty much admits that they made up most of the stuff. He said that they made it up drinking wine, just kind of like doing this whole thing because like a lot of the stuff that kind of happened was very exaggerated. Obviously, the guy that wrote the book wasn't even there. He just kind of took their word for it and just wrote what they told him. Because the Lutz family, the reason they moved to the house in the first place is because they were already struggling with money. They were already struggling to make house payments and stuff like that. So when they bought this house, they bought it for a reason because it was so cheap. And the upkeep on this house was so crazy because it was falling apart. And so they had all these other problems going on, and it's like it's just I think they were looking for a way to kind of finance their life, and it's just like they just happened to be handed this murder house, and they could just pretty much say whatever they wanted to. And people were
going. They pretty much kind of realized that they weren't financially able to do it, so they figured that they could back out by saying there's a ghost in there and not have to deal with the consequences.
Well, even they were sued. They were sued after the fact for fraud, and there was a civil case about this. And the judge in the civil case ruled that the story was a hoax, that they made it up. So it's like there's a lot of stuff like that. And then even after the fact, so the Warrens at first, when they first investigated this, they were pushing this thing up pretty hard. They were like, because this was big publicity for them. And then when all this stuff came out about the story being made up, the Warrens kind of eased back on the Amityville stuff. It's like, all right, we won't push this a whole lot anymore because it kind of comes.
Yeah, but the thing about that is, like, she was still, so they interviewed her when she was a lot older. And they asked her specifically about Amityville, and she kept her story. She said, yeah, it was evil. There was nothing but, it was like, that was an evil place. You could feel the devil, a bunch of stuff. It was an interview on CNN. and
Yeah.
she just kept to it.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you got when you
Uh,
I guess too, it's like if your whole business model is based on the house being the devil's house, then it's like you gotta keep it up. I guess you keep that story
you got to
rolling.
keep to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the but then because there's a lot of like a lot of stuff that the Lutz family said. Obviously the priest that I mentioned at the beginning, that Father Picaro, that guy. So he said after the fact that none of that stuff happened. That like him getting
Yeah.
blisters and stuff in his hands, that wasn't real. That never happened. And then the red room that George found, the family that lived there before the DeFeos, um, they knew that room was there. That it wasn't like this hidden room that George found. It was like the family that lived there before knew about that room and the red room, and they were just like, yeah, it was just like a room in the basement. It's like there was nothing weird about it.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's a lot of just kind of exaggerated stuff. And I think like you were talking about earlier, there's like you have some history on the flies. You know about you've decoded the flies already.
Yeah. Like it's not that uncommon for flies to swarm like in wintertime, like especially in New York. Like I had it happen to me when I was still living in Virginia and we were living at the trailer park. Like my room was filled with flies for like I think a month. I was sleeping in the living room because there was just for some reason my room was the fly room and we ended up getting rid of them. But like there's a bunch of species that swarm in winter. It's not that uncommon. So for them to have a room that a bunch of flies were in, it's like, I mean, yeah, just get rid of them. It's not that crazy.
So
I
in
mean,
your room when you were a kid, you didn't think that the devil was after you. That didn't occur to you.
no, I was like, why are there so many flies in my room? Like,
Yeah, you were focused on the problem.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you didn't.
yeah, all it takes, like, I think there was a couple of puddles where uh, rain and stuff collected outside my window, so it's a perfect hot spot for flies to reproduce. I mean, and they live by a canal, like you're gonna have flies and mosquitoes.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Like
gonna because
it's a hunt ground for insects. So I mean, it's not that crazy.
that's the other thing too, is that the house is all the stories about the other reports about the house being cold. It's like, yeah, the house was built in 1927, so it's like when the Lutz family moves in, the house is kind of a piece of crap. It's like it's not
Yeah,
insulated. It's got like a lot, like kind of like drafty parts of it, and it's like the house you have to heat it with
yeah, it's wood furnace.
you know it's and you're in New York. It's gonna get cold. It's not gonna be a it's gonna be a cold house.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of stuff like that, and then
I mean,
you
my house is drafty.
yeah yeah
Like
yeah
it
it's
was built in '65. My house is drafty. It just happens.
yeah. So I think that's the I think yeah I think a lot of the stuff is just made up, not real. It's like I think it's because I mean the Lutz
Well,
family
even Jody.
yeah, Jody the pig, the
Yeah, like there's a bunch of different types of wild pigs that live in New York. Because this is upstate New York. This isn't like it's not in the city. Like all the farms and everything. I mean, you got pigs escaping. You got them out there running wild. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if they saw a pig outside the window.
yeah they could have just seen a pig. Well, because like if I think it's
Yeah,
something like if you like if a domesticated pig gets loose, it's like they become feral like crazy fast. They become feral
yeah,
like in
pretty
like
fast, pretty
yeah
fast.
yeah. It's like it's pretty quick.
Like, and that's the thing. All it takes is a couple of escaped pigs from a farm up the road to start mating, and then you have a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I mean I think that all assumes that they really did see a pig. It's like I think if even if they
Yeah,
did,
even if they didn't, you know, like if they didn't see a pig, then they're making it up fine. But if they did see a pig, I mean,
reason for
they
it.
could have seen a pig. Like it's not that crazy.
Well, and then so then after the Letts family leaves, the house is like the house just doesn't go away; it stays there, and it's like everybody
Yeah.
that lives in the house after them says that nothing weird has happened. It's like it's just been a normal house. It's like there
Yeah.
hasn't.
The only thing that happens is they get unwanted visitors from all the crazy stories.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's the thing now. It's not 112 Ocean Avenue anymore. It's 108 now. It's like they changed the address. I don't know why. It's like
Yeah.
they didn't really have anything. You still know where it is, so it's like I don't know what changing the address
No,
does.
it's still public knowledge.
Yeah, so I don't know what the
It's still
point
in
of
a phone
doing.
book.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
And
before
most
the
likely they had a number outside the house. I, you know,
well, you want to you can show your picture. You got the where they because they've renovated it. It's not the same look anymore. It doesn't look like the classic Amityville house anymore. It's got a new fancy decor. So yeah, so the top picture that's the famous look with the kind of the eye windows. So now it's just you got some square
yeah,
windows. It looks nice and cute. It's got like a little wreath up for Christmas. It's like a little happy home. And it's
yeah.
like if
So
you
they took all the siding and stuff and changed it.
what's because like if you look at like modern pictures of the interior, it looks nice. It's a nice house. It's like it's a nice spot.
Yeah,
It's like I don't it's like it's pretty cool. So it's like it's a it's like it's a good look. And I think I've read somewhere because it's changed hands a lot. So it's like I think that's the thing is like a lot of people complain like about what you were saying. It's like it's more just about people showing up to your house all the time, trying to take pictures of it and like walk around it. So it's like I can imagine that gets
yeah,
annoying. But I mean, it's like if you buy like a famous house, it's like I think you sort of have to be prepared for stuff like that. It's like I don't know. It's like if I'm going to buy like
yeah,
a famous your house, it's like you kind of that kind of comes with the territory. I think so.
yeah,
It's like
yeah. Because they replaced the boathouse. They did a bunch of stuff to it, but like people still show up.
yeah, you can't. You're not getting away from that, especially with how popular the story is and like how much all this kind of stuff kind of goes around, especially with the Warrens and stuff like that. There's always gonna be people showing up. So I think
Yeah,
that's the chronicle of the Amityville house. So my conclusion is that obviously that's the thing. It's like the the whole story isn't fake. Obviously, the DeFeo murders are real. That really did happen. That's a
yeah.
legit story. It's the crazy stuff after that I think I think this
People
family just
using that as
yeah I think the family just saw a way of making money off of it and they just rolled with it because they
uh,
started going like full on press and like book deals and stuff like that like right out the gate.
yeah,
So it's you're telling me the dad goes from being like possessed by the devil trying to do all this stuff to all of a sudden now he's like it's like I don't know, to me
doing
that would be
pressers.
yeah doing a press release about it. It's just I don't know, it's kind of crazy.
You would think like if it actually happened, they'd be fleeing from any talk about it or anything like that. They'd be going to get therapy and like far away from that, but just to oh, let's go talk about it, get money off of it, make a
Yeah,
book off of it,
I want a book deal, I want a movie. I want,
Yeah,
so yeah, that's the because they're not just that because when the Amityville horror movie that came out, it's like there's not just that one. There's like a whole series of Amityville movies from like all through the 80s and stuff like that. So it's like it's not it's like a yeah it's like
yeah.
Friday the 13th. It's like a whole thing.
And then there's a remake,
Yeah,
2005, which I mistakenly watched thinking it was the original.
yeah. Well, yeah, you get the idea. You saw the Ryan Reynolds
Yeah,
version. You got
yeah. Shirtless Ryan Reynolds with a his blade beard.
yeah because he plays the Lutz the Lutz dad, and when you look at Ryan Reynolds in
Yeah, George.
the real guy. They're like, like I would have never thought to cast Ryan Reynolds as that guy. They look nothing like
Yeah.
him. Well,
Yeah, but it
listen,
was prime, like early 2000s.
that's what I was saying. The Lutz guy looks like me. Looks like more like me than Ryan Reynolds. He's just like a slubby dude with a beard. So,
Well, that's the thing because he was still jacked from Blade Trinity.
yeah, so yeah, he was coming right off of that. But, but
Because
that's
that was
the because that's what else was that before the Wolverine movie where he was Deadpool with the sewed up mouth? Was that around that time?
no. So that was after. That was well after. So that was X-Men Origins. That was like 2008, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you had Blade Trinity in 2004. You had this in 2005, the remake of the Amityville horror. Um, and then he was in a bunch of other things. But yeah, no, the Deadpool was, I think it was 2008. Because then
Yeah,
Green Lantern was what, like 2011,
yeah, Green Lantern.
2010, something like that.
I forgot about that. That's right.
And then the OG Deadpool was 16,
Yeah,
2016.
yeah, that's right.
Even though he was trying to get into production since like 2012 or something like that.
Well, yeah, because they screwed him out of the because he wanted to be Deadpool in that X-Men movie, but they like jacked it up on him.
Yeah, Fox jacked it up, and then he purposely released his teaser that he made, and then that's the only reason that it got released.
That's right. See, see, we got to do it. We got to do a Ryan Reynolds episode. do a line of his life.
We gotta get all the celebrities that don't age, that all drink baby's blood.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
All them guys.
Yeah, all the ones that have the 1800s portraits of them.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Yeah. We gotta. That's the big one. That's the big enchilada that we got to get into. Is see, we start with this, then we'll work our way up to that one.
The Ageless Men and the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah. That'll be the final episode.
Then yeah. Talk about the hooded men in the Sahara.
See that? You're getting on something I don't even know about. What is it? I'll have to look at that. I don't ever heard of that. The hooded men in the Sahara.
Oh no, I thought there was a video you showed me of people out doing chants in the middle of the desert.
Oh, doing chants in the desert. I'll have to look. I don't know what you're talking about. I have to look at that. I have to remember. I know
years ago.
I know Bohemian Grove. That's in California. That's the
that might be it. I don't know.
That's the summer camp that all the politicians and stuff go to, where they light that big owl on fire and they chant in front of it.
That might be it.
I know about that.
Because I remember distinctly you showing me a video of people in robes chanting in a circle. Well,
it's probably that because Alex Jones went into it. He went there and like this was like a long time. He went in with a camera and he filmed them. It was like a whole thing.
Was this before Alex Jones was talking about the gay frogs?
This was like old school like Alex Jones when he was like in front of like a black curtain and he was just yelling into a microphone. It wasn't like this was like old. This was like OG Alex Jones when he had that crazy parted up hair. This is like,
when he was still grounded.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. He was like they're drinking blood in there. You got to get in there. We don't get inside there.
There you go.
Yeah. So we do one on Bohemian Grove. We can go all in on that because they my birthday is July 15th, and that's the day they kick off the celebration. It was funny enough.
And you never got invited.
They've never been asked to go. Yeah. So. Well, here, this will be something for the audience.
You got the fireworks.
I won't say it here, but this will be something. This will be an Easter egg the audience can look up. Look up Richard Nixon's quote about the Bohemian Grove. Look up what he calls it, and that'll be a little treat for you.
There you
go. There you go. So there you go. So that's the Amityville that's the chronology of the Amityville house. It's some part of it true, part of it just probably made up, part of it I don't know. It's a little somewhere in between. There's a lot of just like with anything. There's always some local legends about stuff. There's always some truth to everything. So that's as far as we can tell. That's the legend of the Amityville house. So I think it's pretty interesting because there's a good mix between real and not real. There's some nuggets of truth in there that you can kind of grab onto. A lot of stuff like that. But we'll have to.
And it's up to you to decide what you think.
Yep. Yep. Look it up. Come to your own conclusion. Don't just listen to us. Then we'll go down we'll start hitting we can hit some more of the Warren cases. We'll have to do the parent case for the
Yeah.
Conjuring, do the infield case, see what's going on with there, because the infield case is pretty interesting. That is them kids. I
Yeah.
think I don't know what them kids were doing. It's some weird stuff. Check it out.
See, this is the thing too, because like when they were investigating like the poltergeist stuff and like the possession stuff, it's like that was before like schizo was even a thing. So like some of these people could have been just like freaking out and just like seeing stuff and schizophrenic, and they wouldn't have known.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot of, cause especially with the Catholic Church, like that's one of the things they look at first is to make sure you're not just schizophrenic before they just start doing exorcisms on you. So
Yeah,
it's like, I think a lot of these people who, I don't know, it's like if they want there to be like a paranormal explanation, that's kind of what they go to first is like, oh, it's the devil. But it's like, I don't know, I think now it's like, I think people are
yeah,
more willing to look into it just being like a mental illness first before just assuming it's the devil. It's like, I think you can
yeah.
go down that road. Yeah, we'll have to. There's some ghost hunting people here in town. We'll have to see if we can get them on. We can talk to them. See if they want to come on.
There you go.
I'll invite them. So I'll send them a message. Hey, you guys want to go on here? And we'll just I don't know. We'll show them this episode where we're just roasting the Warrens, and then see if they want to see if they want to get on. We're just saying they made up.
I mean, I don't know that they made up everything, but they probably exaggerated for some financial gain a lot of their cases, especially in the beginning.
I was gonna say Lorraine came to town one time while I was going to college. She came to my college and like to speak, and people lined up. There was a line going like around like the whole campus, like waiting to get into this thing. And I'm just like, man, they want to hear some of that stuff. So it's like I think people like hearing about it. So it's like,
Yeah, but that was also like the prime of like the Conjuring stuff when it was first hitting the scene, and everybody was like, "Oh, like there needs to be more." Like, how many Conjuring movies are there? Like 10 now?
yeah, there's a whole
Like they just popped out another one.
it's like the Marvel universe. They got the Conjuring universe now. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, there is like there's because you got the Nun, you got all the Conjuring movies, all the Annabelle movies, like in their own separate little realm.
Yeah, I forgot about the Nun. I forgot that was like a whole. That's like part of that whole thing too.
Yeah, I was supposed to see that, but I didn't get in that theater. You remember that?
Maybe I feel like that sounds familiar now that you said that. We tried to go see it and they wouldn't let you in? That's what happened?
Yeah, no. So y'all all were in the theater, and I was closing late, and I for some reason we were like an hour late or something like that, and I ended up going to the wrong theater and not even being able to see it.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember. I remember that now.
So I walked into that theater, and it was the very end of the movie, and I was like, "What the heck?" And I couldn't find y'all, and then yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that. I remember that how you say that. So well, I remember.
Yeah,
I
because
remember
it was it was just y'all and Kimmy, and I was sitting out on a bench waiting for y'all.
that. Yes, you seen the ending of it. You saw the last part of it.
Yeah, and that was enough for me not to try to rewatch it.
Yeah. I do remember that now you say that. I do remember being in there watching that movie. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
And I think she said y'all were sitting there making fun of it the whole time.
Well, there was this one part where like I just remember it was just a lot of like goofy stuff in it. I just remember that because like there was this one part where like I remember thinking it was funny because there's this part where, like because they put the bells on the graves, like you bury somebody alive, they can ring the bell, and like I don't know, I just remember thinking that was funny. I remember laughing at that, just like because they used that like that came up in the movie like a lot, and I was just like, why do we keep going back to this?
Yeah,
it's funny, but there you go.
Hey, Graveyard shift, buddy.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. There you go. Graveyard shift. Isn't that where that comes from? Working at the
Yeah, it is. It is. There was a shift specifically monitoring the bells on the graves because they would bury people alive all the time.
yeah,
So, like, if there was movement in the casket, the bell would ring, and they'd have to dig them up, and that was their job.
be the worst. Waking up and you're in a casket under the ground. It's like what?
Yeah, yeah, because there's a bunch of like people would have like diabetes and stuff, and like their heart would slow down, and so they'd think they were dead. They just bury them.
To me, that's funny. It's just like not even waiting, just immediately throwing them in there, just like not even like trying to.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have what is it, autopsies at the time. So imagine that. Like imagine waking up and someone's just cutting you open with a saw, trying to figure out why you're dead and you're not.
Yeah, I just can't imagine like just rolling over and just being in pitch black in like just a little box, and you're just like, it's like, so what do you do now? And it's like they're asking.
Back then, it was a pine box.
Well, it's like they're asking you before, like when you're making your funeral arrangements, and they're like, well, we can install this bell. It'll cost this much, and you're just like, no, I don't need that. And then you wake up in your casket and like, man, I should have got that bell.
You're screwed.
So I should have paid the extra couple bucks for that bell.
Yeah, because like imagine waking up to like you're in like this crappy little like essentially a cardboard box. Like they didn't even have cushions at the time. You didn't even have a pillow, and you're just freaking out.
Yeah, like a mole.
And the guy has to get to you within like a couple of minutes, or you're suffocating.
Yeah, you got like all these moles and rats or stuff are eating into it, like crawling around on you. It's the worst. I don't know.
That's a thing. It's like your air would run out really quick too, so you're done.
Yeah. Because that dude takes forever to get over there and start digging that hole. He's got to dig it by hand. Yeah, you're not making it. You just don't even bother ringing the bell.
Like, and it's the one time at night that he goes for his bathroom break, and he's just sitting on the commode for 20 minutes. Oh, well, too late.
Yeah, you're gone. That's it.
I thought I heard something. Well, too bad.
Yeah. It's a good thing they didn't have like they didn't have like Instagram or anything back then. Dude, just be sitting there scrolling like just in the bathroom, and all these bells are outside just going off. He's not even paying attention, not even going back out there.
Yeah, no one's around, just scrolling for hours.
Yeah. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing we
we're lucky we're
good decision. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
That way, it's like if they weren't dead, they are now. They're definitely dead now. Just replace all the blood with formaldehyde. It's like that's the way to be sure. Yeah, whoever thought of that was they were right. Yeah, that was good. Good decision.
They were on something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the modern heart monitor is a little better than just formaldehyde.
Yeah. Yeah, they were on something. I think they made some good advances since then. So
that way you're double dead before they put you in the ground.
Yeah, you're definitely gone. You're gone. You're not coming back after that. There's no chance. No chance. Well, Matt, any closing thoughts? Any final recommendations for people? Any final closing arguments for the Amityville house?
I don't know. Other than make sure your loved ones are dead before you bury them. I guess that's the only.
And if you have a choice between bell or no bell, spend the extra money for the bell. Go ahead.
Choose the bell.
Choose the bell.
Choose the bell.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there. What's the thing? It's like it's what our old band director used to say. It's better to need it and not have it Or no, better to have it not need it than to need it not.
Which one is that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Yeah, I don't want to name drop him. I don't want to. We don't want to reveal his name.
He ain't gonna watch it.
It was the Frankster. The Frankster used to say that.
He might have been gone before I was in that class.
Oh, there you go. You don't know. Well, that's what he said. He used to say that.
There we go.
Bell it up.
Hey.